Hello, my name is Soham Gandhi, and today we're going to be talking about immutable versus mutable data types. Alright, so let's get started with the simpler kind, immutable/hashable objects. Basically, let's go over the definitions quickly. So the definition of immutable is basically cannot be changed after it's created, and hashable means can be compared to other objects and equal value have equal hash values. So let me go a bit deeper there. Hashing is a scheme used in almost every data structure out there, and one of the main benefits with it is easier access to the data types. The way it works is it encodes your actual value and then it has an algorithm to decode that. So whenever you're looking for that, it specifically places it in that location, and it makes it much more easier to access, much more efficient compared to going through every single memory location trying to find that one bit that you're looking at. Now, let's go over briefly some of the object types that actually are immutable. So integers, floats, strings, tuples, and bytes. So when I'm talking about immutable, what I'm saying here basically is whenever you make a new reference, or whenever you say, let's say you declared an integer x, and you set x equal to 7. Now let's say you want to set x equal to 5. You're creating a new object, x, and you're setting that object to 5. You're not modifying your previous reference that was set to 7. You're brand new, you're scraping the old one. Same thing with with all these other ones, and the most interesting one is tuples, since they're very similar to lists, except they can't be changed while lists can be. That brings me to my second data type. Alright, now let's move on to a bit more of a complex data type. Mutable objects / unhashable. Now let's go over their definitions briefly. Mutable objects can be changed after their creation, and unhashable just means the context can change over time and cannot be compared to equal objects. Let's quickly go over what I mean here. Basically, this is an object where you're referencing. Whenever you create a set, what you're basically doing is you're setting a variable, and that variable is going to reference some location. It's not actually, when you change it, you're not changing the reference to the object. You're simply changing that object. Now, this becomes a bit tricky because when you're trying to go ahead and pass these into other methods and all, if you change it in this location, in any of the methods, it will be accessible to every other method, and you'll actually see the changes everywhere. So it gets a bit more tricky and involves a lot more copying and a lot more work, but there are also lots of benefits with this. So some of these object types are lists, dictionaries, and sets. These are used in numerous places and have lots of benefits. Just to name a few, if you don't want to actually go ahead and have to change it or return, you can simply have it so you pass the reference, and if you make any changes, they already go back. It involves a bit more complexity, but it also adds a level that's interesting and helps out with lots of different code. Alright. I basically concluded this lesson, but I want you to go ahead and further explore. Some areas I feel that are really interesting is trying out these different data types together. Maybe incorporating two sets, maybe a nested set. Try out nested lists. Maybe look at a list as a dictionary key. There's numerous possibilities out there. Experiment around and see what goes and works together. As you experiment, you'll understand what really it means to be mutable versus immutable, and it will really help you out getting a deeper understanding. If you like this video, please do feel free to like and subscribe, and also click the notification bell so that we can go ahead and keep you informed whenever we have a new video being posted. Hope all is well, and talk to you next time.